Oh my God. Oh my God, it's coming towards us.
Wow, there will never be a more gorgeous pony moment ever. It's like they put a lion on top of a pony. Look at that mane. There's another pony behind us. He's much bigger. We have an apple. What do you think?
Things are looking up. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculously cute. It is so little. Katie, this might be the littlest pony I've ever touched.
How was your pony experience?
That was incredible. It was like, I was looking at this thing and I was like, it's so magical. Like how, I was like, there must be two midgets in a suit like inside of this thing. They could only be like designed to be this incredibly adorable. But no, it was a pony and we found out his name. His name is Jack and he's 12 years old. The two kids that like are the pony people came up the hill to feed it the pony nuts that they were giving it. And we got a little bit of information about, you know, the background of Jack and whatnot. That was worth driving this little nowhere road just because that's the thing we do, and there we go, magical pony moment.
I think that might be the pinnacle of pony for you. I really do. You were like, Katie, this is the smallest pony I've ever pet.
And it was so fluffy, and like his hair was all like Wayne's World-y Garth dude, and like that was top-notch pony experience.
Top-notch.
We gotta get us a pony. He would fit in the back, no joke.
No.
Jack? Yeah.
Jack would not fit in
Jack's
the back.
all right, no problem.
Well, I mean, we could squish him for sure, but it's not going to be comfy for Jack.
Something we're discovering is Scotland's a pretty small country. We drove like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes or something, and it's not very far from where we stayed in the castle up to the more northernmost area. And we're not quite there yet, but we came over this hill and we noticed that there's some islands right up there off the coast. And those are actually islands that you can go to. And
yeah, you can take a ferry.
People still live there and stuff.
Oh yeah, people live there. I don't think it's as populated as some other areas, but it might be just as populated as the north.
I mean, it can't be a whole lot like less populated than where we are right now because there's hardly anybody around. And like, there's not exactly a lot of cars going by here. And
no. And I was gonna take us up to those islands, but the ferry is extremely expensive.
Especially with the car.
It's just not it's cost prohibitive.
Cost prohibitive, yeah. And I also noticed that the landscape has changed quite a bit. It's just these flat, grassy things now, and it looks quite a bit different than it looked even, I don't know, a couple of hours back on the road, or even less than that. I like that. I like when you have a dynamic landscape. I feel like we saw that a lot in Isle of Man. Felt the same way.
We saw all this like coastline and amazingness yesterday, right up to the castle, and then from the castle, it's just changed to kind of flat land and coast and stuff.
And like grassy looking stuff.
So we made it's really strange. Like things change instantly. So we made the video where we had fika the other day, and we came to a point we were talking about that. Immediately once we stopped that video, we went into Snowland, and we were in Snowland for a little while, and then we hit Sickland where I was like, oh, this is sick. Everything. I was like making videos and stuff, and it looked crazy. And then we hit the castle, and from the castle we've hit here. So I feel like there's like a strata of different things.
Yeah.
And they're pretty big. They go on for a good chunk, so you get some appreciation for it, and it also makes it so that the next one is just as striking.
Those islands look like, I really like islands. I really wish that it was like affordable to head over there.
It was not affordable. That sucked so much.
We have a friend that said he rode a bike up one of them, like all the way to the tip. And he was like, I went to the most northern point of Scotland, and I got there, and the road descended, and then I turned around and came back. So I don't know. I mean, it sounds like an adventure, but maybe we're not missing the tremendous amount.
Yeah, good point. John O'Groats.
John O'Groats, y'all.
I feel like I heard this before we came here. I have no idea why I had heard of it, and now I just think it's like an oatmeal brand.
It's
like when I hear that name, I'm just like, yeah, more porridge, please. Seriously.
It's the northernmost point on mainland Great Britain. which is the island that, of course, England and Scotland and Wales are all a part of. I think I've got that right, the way that I've said that.
Yeah.
But regardless, on this landmass, this is the northernmost point, there is more of Scotland. So the United Kingdom further back there, like the islands we were talking about, those are further north, but since they're not connected, we're there. We've gone as far as we can go north without a boat getting involved.
Or without putting the car in the water.
Pontoons
Is
and
that
shit.
covered by the insurance?
I'm not sure. So there's not a whole lot up here. It's like a little like tourist village, like a tourist information booth and places to buy postcards and things like
no
that.
No petrol though.
No petrol, which is the most thing we're most in need of. Something I did find interesting is we are remote. There is like nothing around here really at all. We drove for quite a ways. The only people that are here because they're here to see her for a minute or two and then head on their way.
They're here for the porridge.
And even though there's nothing at all really happening here, there's a Starbucks.
There's a Starbucks, and that's something that we've come to realize having traveled around the world. If you ever want to have a cup of coffee and look at the most interesting thing in wherever you are, you will have to go to a Starbucks.
It's really funny.
They know what they're doing, man.
They got to be losing money on that location.
They got it. You want to go to John O'Groats, look at the coast? You're going to be sitting in our cafe. Yeah, you will.
As we're driving along the north coast, there's these huge hills right on the beach. And I was like, are those sand dunes? And then we were looking closer and we're like, they're kind of just covered with grass. Are they just hills? Or what's going on here? Turns out those are both accurate statements. They're huge sand dunes that are super densely packed and covered in grass. So we've parked at the side of the road and we've climbed up one, which is really cool because you're just allowed to. They've just got like a little path and stuff to climb up, and it's kind of a cool little adventure to come up and get a look at the ocean and stuff from the top of a sand dune.
This is my favorite part so far.
Really?
Like if you ask later on, I'm going to completely forget, but this is my favorite part.
It's pretty cool. It's really nice looking.
Yeah, it's really good.
Running along a really tightly packed sand dune is pretty fun. It's kind of like doing moguls and skis, jumping back and forth and watching out for the mounds and hitting the mounds in the right way.
Can you hear the grass?
Katie's biting on my hat game.
My ears are cold.
We look like idiots now.
We are.
We got a chicken situation here. And there's a lot of them like running my way right now. Get a look. The further we drive, the more ridiculous it gets. We're still kind of going along the coast, but I can't quite see the ocean from where we're at anymore. But we're starting to see these little ponds that are just kind of sitting about in this rocky little like cliffs and stuff that are happening sometimes. And in the background is just like this something as like out of a fantasy novel. These huge snow-covered mountains just like pounding up out of the ground. It is a dramatically beautiful landscape for sure. I'm digging the animals out here, y'all. It's a fluffy cow. It's so chill. I could just walk right up to it, touch it on the nose. I mean, I'm not going to because I'm really afraid of it, but I think if I wanted to, it would just sit there and chew its cud at me. It's all good. Found the ocean again. The landscape just still changes over and over and over as we drive through it. It's like we were saying, it's like we have a remote control and we're just clicking a button and it's like poof, new landscape, poof, new landscape, poof, new landscape.
And you keep matching it to the music.
Yeah, we were we were just driving and we were listening to Fallujah, I think is how you say the name of the band. It's the same as the Iraqi city. And it's like this really, really, really heavy metal band, and they have all these like screaming guitars and stuff, and like these synths and stuff. And we're driving through this like incredibly.
Yeah, like we were going. There was like a cragginess, and then you go over a hill, and just an expanse of water in front of you. I was just laughing so hard.
It's like placed by a movie, like the soundtrack that we had going with it all. It's really, really wonderful. I can't get over how much it changes, really. Like, it's just, sometimes you're looking at complete flat and it looks like you could be in like Kansas or something. Like there's nothing anywhere, there's no trees, it's completely flat. And then you go over a hill and all of a sudden there's all these trees everywhere and you're underneath a canopy of them or something. And then you go over another hill and there's just these craggy mountains sticking out of the ground, and then this giant inlet from the bay, like of the ocean and stuff, is here. It's just really dynamic. I don't know.
There's like one road.
Yeah.
It's not like we're choosing to go down this road or that road. This road is just
it's
that.
The road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody says it's amazing looking up here, and they're right. It's incredible.
The more north you go.
I can't think of some place that's this diverse in how it looks and I've ever been in this short amount of distance.
Yeah. Agreed.
You might be asking yourself, what kind of civilization is up here in the north of Scotland? And the answer is not a whole lot. Earlier today we went through a pretty substantial town, had a big church. There's a lot going on before we saw the pony and everything. And that was a town. That was a legitimate place. You could get gasoline, and I'm sure there were hotels and like schools and the whole works. Like,
probably should have brought a beverage there.
Yeah, we probably should have stopped and ate there, because that's the last time we saw like a real honest town.
And I've been looking on the map and you see names of places. Right now we're standing in what is called Lade.
Yeah, this is the town of Lade.
We were like, okay, well, we'll get there. And in my mind, I'm sitting there thinking, we'll grab a drink when we get there. There'll probably be like a convenience store or a grocery store because people be living there because it's a place on a map. It is, I'm gonna say,
10 houses?
16 houses, 3 camper vans, a cafe that's closed, and this building behind us that I don't know what it's used for, and some sort of weird wigwam place.
What's a wigwam?
We passed it. You said it looked like lacrosse.
Oh
like
yeah, it was a weird little like thing. I don't know what that was.
It was like a wigwam.
So there's nothing out here. Like, to explain in depth as to how much little there is here, there's not a pub out here.
There's no pub.
Like, no pub. That is really, really remote if you're not near a pub.
Where are people getting their drink on?
I have no idea. We can't figure out where they're getting their food. They don't have cell phone service out here.
Yeah, we haven't been able to use Google Maps appropriately for at least
an hour?
An hour, yeah.
Which was about the last time we saw another establishment of this size.
Yeah.
The last big town was, hours and hours ago. So unless there's a town the other direction that we're headed that's like closer, where are these people shopping and stuff? It's crazy.
No idea.
Could you live out here?
Yeah, I think I could, but I don't think I'd do it for a long term. If somebody said like you gotta live out there for a year, I'd go, okay, I kind of want to see what that's like.
Yeah.
What's it like to be there?
Yeah.
I would do a lot of puzzles.
I feel a bit like you're on the moon in a way, like just completely isolated from everything. It's an impressive level of away from the world.
Dude, let's pick him up. He's waiting for a ride.
He will definitely fit in the back.
Aww.
I feel like a broken record, but it looks incredible, right?
So Eric was out there shooting footage of the beach, and I decided I'd just stay in the car. And then we got these like little guys from our friend, and I want to send her a picture. So I started like taking pictures of it, and then this happened. He's just walking across the street, moseying along, having a good time. And Childish Gambino was playing a murderer. I was just laughing too hard. I recorded it too, so maybe we could put that in there. A murderer.
Y'all about to see some mind-blowing stuff. It's not got so mind blowing. I can't get up the rock. How am I gonna get down?
Just jump.
Oh, that feels good. So up is vastly easier than down. I don't know how to do what I did in reverse. It's really not that much sticking out on this rock. So it's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna kind of slide down and hope I don't break something when I hit the ground. It probably doesn't look very far down from where you guys are, but you know what I'm saying? That wasn't bad. Wow. So we found another thing. It's called Smoo Cave. And it seems like a place where they give tours during the summer, but there's nobody here to give tours right now. However, it's still got lights and stuff, and there's like an infrastructure. So we're gonna go and just look a little bit. I don't think we're gonna get to go in very deep, but what I'm seeing right now is pretty crazy looking.
They gotta have some amazing tours of this because it's all just water. They must get on little rafts and go out there. That's awesome. I can foresee the little cove that's down here that goes out into the ocean. I can just think back in the day, pirates thinking to themselves, oh, I found a great place to put the treasure. There's got to be tons of treasure in there, or somebody already found all the treasure, and then they put it in a toilet seat in a very nice castle hotel. That's what I thought I was gonna find in the toilet, was treasure.
We came around the corner and we busted up into a new zone. This one is...
Holy crap.
Whoa, the car that just went by was going like 100 miles an hour.
So
oh my
fast.
Gosh.
And this is a
one lane road for two directions.
Wow.
Okay, that kind of shocked me. Yeah, so we came around the corner and we've entered another zone, and I think we're getting close to like Mordor, and I'm not sure if it's because the sun has started to go down and the shadows are getting long, or if it's just because that's how this is looking with these giant snow-capped mountains, and there's like these little like lakes and stuff sitting out in the field and all this rocks, and I can't get over this. And yo, what are you eating?
Would you like some beets?
We have been looking for we've been looking for a place to eat. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're supposed to do this to something. What are we doing it to?
To not getting hit by that mofo.
Okay. We have been looking for food for quite a while, but there's no places open. I mean, part of that is that it's Sunday, but part of it that's that there's no humans.
We did find a convenience store and a shop. Convenience store was completely closed, so we went to the shop, which had a sign outside that said, "Shop open." And then I went up to the door, and the door said closed. And then I read the times on the door. It says it's supposed to be open for another half an hour, but it's closed. And then I got back in the car and I read like the things that they serve, and then there was another sign below it that said, "Shop open." I'm eating beets.
These beets have been with us for a while, and I just want to point out that I had those beets last night on my dinner.
Yeah.
They were like in a world class, way higher than what you're eating right now. That is not good beets, what you got. That's just nasty. That just tastes like stuff.
Oh, I guess you don't want any more
I'm
beets.
hungry. I'll have another
I'm
beet.
freaking hungry. I don't get beets to have like an impressive beet moment. I usually get them just because I'm craving to eat some food. Like a potato, dude.
A purple juicy potato. Gross. Okay, so in order of like population here, it's sheep, which is like on a magnitude of like 1,000 to 1 over everything else combined. And then underneath that, we've actually seen quite a few deer. And then you go down and you get to cows. and those shaggy cows. And then you go down and you get to ponies and the amazing majestical ponies. And then below that is people.
Where did the wild goats?
Oh yeah, there were a couple wild goats as well. That did happen as well. So yeah, they're somewhere in between like cows and horses or ponies or whatever, I think. But like, there are no shortage of sheep. If you're looking for sheep, this is your place. If you're looking for people, go elsewhere. We're still cruising along the northern coast here.
We're not on the northern coast anymore. We're actually we're on the west coast.
Are we headed south now?
That said, enjoy the west coast or explore the west coast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we're heading south now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
have been for a while.
we've looped around the edge. Okay, I didn't realize that. But we're still quite north.
Yeah.
And again, like, it's just changing the scenery over and over and over. And we are now headed into the darkness, so we're gonna not see the scenery change too much more as we go along. But we've just been driving down the road as the sun has been going down and seeing these incredible mountains, the snow-capped mountains that have been following us around all day. And then just like all these big trees and sitting over these lakes, and it's just, I'm jaw-dropped. Every time we go over a hill, we're both like, oh my God, look at that. Like that is just happening over and over and over. And I just cannot get over the diversity, man. Like it's just so different everywhere. And as it got dark, it got a lot of deer out, and we got really close to hitting this huge buck.
Yeah.
And I slammed on the brakes, and the camera went on the floor, and Katie squeaked, and the buck ran off, and his buddies were over here, and he was over there, and everybody's looking at us, like everybody being the bucks, just no people.
Yeah.
But it was
we were
right.
outnumbered.
Yeah, I'm a good driver though, right?
Yes,
you know,
you were
I was like, oh, here you go, slam on the brakes. Save everybody. We're good. So yeah, I guess we're gonna pick up like with like sightseeing at the amazingness that's all around us tomorrow, because it's about to be too dark to see much of anything.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's no like deer hiding in the bushes.
Oh, there's tons of deers hiding in the bushes. Let's just hope they stay there. It's really fuzzy.
What's up, ladies? She was like... If you enjoyed this video, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video in our series exploring Scotland. I've made a playlist of all our British Isles videos uploaded so far linked down below for anyone new to our channel. Also, hitting the like button and dropping a comment helps us grow and is very appreciated. Thanks!